What's up, everybody? Last night ended up being one of those delayed days where everything that I thought would happen did end up happening. It just happened about an hour after I thought it would. I've been trading this $50,000 FTMO challenge for about 2 weeks now. I've gotten very close to the target profit multiple times. I really should have already completed the challenge, but due to a couple of mistakes, I haven't yet. I've had 3 or 4 trades that if I would have stayed in and not taken profit early, I would have gotten to the $5,000 target. I was getting pretty frustrated since it was taking so long, and this is probably the safest that I've ever traded a challenge. I wanted to see the difference. What does it look like if I completely go by the rules and never make any risky moves at all? Well, here is the result. So until last night, I played it super safe and by the rules. It was steady growth with no chance of there ever being a big blowout day, which is great. That's how you should trade. It was good for me to see that because that is how profitable trading should be. So steady upward growth, minor losses here and there. That's what you want to go for. So I was about $1,000 off from my target before last night's session. I decided to go for the big Hail Mary and finally get this thing done. I ended up losing the trade and I moved the stop quite a few times as well. So it was a big blowout day, my worst day by far for this challenge. And I definitely felt the loss, but I am still in a $1,800 profit and definitely going to finish the challenge anyway. All I need is a 3R compound cycle, so I can actually do a smaller one. I can do a 100 into 300, 300 into 900, and then 700 into 2100, and that gives me a little over $3,000, which is enough to reach the goal. So this will hopefully take me another week to finish up. Outside of that, I'll have at least a profit by the time my challenge time limit is over on June 13th. So that means I could do the free retake, or if I have at least a 5% profit at that time, which is $2,500 on this account, I can opt into the 14-day extension. Either way, I'll be getting this particular challenge done no matter what. So let's go ahead and take a look at those 2 trades that I took last night. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at those trades. So I took both of my trades on the GBP USD last night. So the beginning of the session was actually this giant red bar right here. So on the 5-minute chart where I take most of my trades, that was this area here. I actually took a trade, I believe right here. And I was banking on it just being a little pullback there, and then a big move up here, which obviously happened later on. So I had the right idea. I was just a little bit too early. So that one failed. I think I had moved the stop like down to here or something. So I ended up losing way more than I needed to. And then of course, right down here is when the move actually happened. So there was a couple things I could have done here. I could have just set a buy stop here above this area and had the stop loss like down here. What's that, 20? You can go 20. So 20. So by the time the trade would have went through, it would have been on this bar here, and I think it still would have even went 3 even with a 20 pip stop loss. So 60. Yep. So that's what I should have done if I were to go back and redo it. If I would have done this, I would have been done with the challenge. So little mistakes like that can cost you quite a bit of money and time too. So now I'm gonna have to spend an extra week doing this, but it's okay. It's just a week. It's not that big of a deal. But had I done things the right way, I would be done already. So I just want to throw that out there. There were some really good trades last night. The EGBP was still coming down really heavy. So this was another place where I could have done a sell stop, like underneath here with, let's see, maybe like a 10. Yep. So by the time the trade would have triggered, it would have been right over here. So I would only go for 2, especially on this pair. Let's see if it worked. 20. Ooh, not quite. Not quite. So it might actually end up working later. But yeah, this was a super heavy move down on the hourly chart and the bigger charts too. Even on the daily chart, it was coming down really heavy. So that means that the trend will most likely continue down. It might pull back a little bit, but heavy trends like that almost always will continue in the same direction. Other than that, I was just banking on the dollar coming down, which, like I said, it ended up doing that. It just took about an hour for it to actually do that. So it didn't do it until like 1 o'clock. But yeah, I was right. I was just too early. This happens a lot with me, so I'm getting better about it, but at least I was right. I can say that much. I'm pretty much done with experimenting at this point. I had to try out a lot of different things to figure out which strategy I ultimately would decide on. Like I said earlier, this super safe and law-abiding approach is a little bit frustrating and a little bit boring at times, but look at how successful it was. Kind of like in real life, if you play it safe and you follow the rules, you'll get heckled and teased for it, but at the end of the day, you'll be the winner. So buy the book is the way to go. You keep your risk consistent, follow your trading plan as far as max amount of trades and your personal maximum daily loss, which in my opinion should be 5% or less. And most importantly, follow your entry guidelines for patterns. Do those things and you will steadily profit. So be sure to hit the like button if you're enjoying the content. I'll be back on here streaming tonight at 11:30 p.m. Pacific time as usual. Be sure to check me out over there. Remember to always trade responsibly, and I'll see you guys later.